Hey, I went live a few minutes early. Just see if anybody comes in, and if not, y'all see it later on, I'm sure. So, hello. Hi, Adeline. You know, I probably wouldn't make it to my own funeral in time, right? So, it's amazing I actually set the time up, and I'm usually on time. Can you hear me good? Yeah, I don't have a problem, Adeline. Can you hear me fine? Well, that's what I'm actually streaming off of tonight. Oddly, my last stream got cut, and then my computer decided to automatically do an update, which it's not allowed to do. It has to have my permission. And then I totally lost the browser that I usually go online here with. So I was like, alrighty, well, let's see if I can. I'm going to have to probably uninstall the browser and reinstall it. It's an older computer. Yeah, awesome, cool. And you can hear fine? Good, good. Yeah, this is the new Lappy. My hun, he saved up, and we ordered one, and then I went and picked it up, and I had it for 32 days. I got the live streaming key to go on, and it ended up just totally tanking. 32 days. I took it back to where we bought it, and they were like, well, we only give a 15-day warranty on electronics. And I was like, look, we got it before the storm. My man saved $50, a month, and it took him a while for me to get this. All I want to do is exchange it. I don't want the money. I want to exchange it. So it cost me another $50, and then I went ahead and this one has like a terabyte of memory. So it on the mouse thing though, it doesn't have like a little click thing, so I can't like copy and paste, which I'm kind of bummed out because I really, really, really want it to I want it to drop a link, but I'm still learning. So I mean, there isn't like, well, maybe there is a crash course for dummies on how to go live on YouTube. YouTube's just a start. I'm like in every other thing. Oh, he is amazing. Um, I'm fighting against what the doctor said, and I'm really trying to make him keep living. So, we've already beat two things, and I laid hands on them, and I've been cold for days and not feeling good and feeling punky, and so I figure I'm warm now. You gotta check this out. Okay, those are tights, right? They're not like regular stockings. I had to chase that man down wearing these tights really far, and then we got in a cat fight, and I actually put a hole in them. They should all be like disposable anyway, right? So, anyway, we're just gonna get on going because if people aren't here, I'm sure they'll check it out later. I wanted to make it a think tank, and I just got my mom a Chromebook. Try this to right click, hold the left corner. The corner? Get out of Dodge, really? Okay, okay, okay. So, last time I went live, I was like, okay, well, let's try to do a little think tank. Here, let's put this down a little bit, a little further. So, I kind of wanted to do like a think tank thing because nobody else is doing any think tanks. they're bringing you news that they got from, you know, this source or that source and this and that. I'll read it, Adeline. I will read it because I'll play it back, and then Kev will watch this later on. He's napping, so it. So anyway, I wanted to kind of make it like a think tank, and you know, it requires just a teeny bit of time. I'll either do it twice a week or maybe on Sundays. But you know, I've been busy. I've been packing stuff up. I've been cleaning stuff up. I'm, you know, getting some stuff ready to sell. And so today I did some research about the people that perished in the fires, and in Paradise in California. So I wrote some stuff down, and I go put my glasses on. It's the only part of getting old that I don't like. So it wasn't all that hard. I wanted to find out pretty much how many people that died. Now, James Munder last week, he had he put a show up, and there's like 50,000 people unaccounted for. Their total 86. Yeah, only 86 people died in those fires, according to Butte County. So as I was doing some of my research, I was like, well, you know, let's see if there's something common. And I'm still going to look further. I hadn't actually wrote down the other things yet, but they'll come from the top of my head. So I'm going to read off just a few of the names and see if you find anything kind of similar. Okay, Forrest Ray, 89, perished in Paradise. Sally Gambia, 69, perished in Paradise. Joy Porter, 72, perished in Paradise. Dennis Clark, 49, perished in Paradise. Helen Pace, 84, perished in Paradise. Beverly Powers, 64, perished in Paradise. Gary Hunter, 67, Magalia. Sheila Santos, 64, perished in Paradise. Andrew Downer, 54, perished in Paradise. Lou Herria, 86, perished in Paradise. T.K. Huff, 71, perished in Concord. Gordon Dyes, 63, perished in Magalia. Robert Duvall, 76, perished in Paradise. Joyce, oops, I can't read my own writing. Joyce Dyes. No, wait a minute, where'd it go? Joyce Akiso, 78, perished in Paradise. Carl Arrington, 88, perished in Paradise. David Bradford, 70, perished in Paradise. I have all the names of all the people that perished in the different counties, at least that they're actually admitting to. So there's like 3-4 pages. So I was trying to see like if we maybe had like something in common, you know, where I could track them down on Facebook and say, but no one can find the people that supposedly evacuate. Well, a lot, Adeline, good point. But anyway, I thought maybe I'd find something in common. And then I saw the ages and I was like, oh my God, they either died in hospitals or they died in resting homes. But no, they actually died in their own homes. They were retired. They were disabled. So, you know, that kind of got that theory. Now, pretty much when you get older, that was kind of like a retiree town out there in Paradise, which is so sad because people just didn't get out. They couldn't get out. There were people, with limbs missing that couldn't get out. One guy in a wheelchair went out to hose his property down, said he was leaving, and he never left. So the only one thing that throws me about the fires, and I do believe that they were hit with directed energy weapons, but how do they work? How do they find you? Do they got like this little teeny telescope and say, "Up, there's Phoebe Murphy Wilcox," and I just disintegrate? Or what about when Trump had the presidential emergency alert? You think maybe that was to find good numbers, numbers that are working, numbers to the people that own the phones, see who opened the email, see who didn't. There was actually one survivor, the older man, and I think that was the first video that went out. And the guy was like, it was all his neighbors, and they were coming out of the road, leaving, and their cars were burnt out. They were incinerated, and the one guy that was disabled, that was his neighbor, the guy still had clothing on. Now the temperature, I haven't checked it out yet. There, my lights go blinking. Stop it. So I think his name was Otay. He was actually a survivor. So here's the thing. What's two things that he did that no one else did? For one, he got out of his vehicle. Good thing. Number two, he didn't have a cell phone. So now there was that rumor going around. A lot of, okay, Adeline, here's what I think. Remember 9 years back, Jesse Ventura found some leased land with the FEMA coffins on them? Okay, and then the one guy got in them and they decided, yeah, no, I'm not taking my phone anywhere anymore. That's it. It stays at home. If fire shows up in my town, I see smoke, I'm tossing my cell phone into the field, and I'm running out to my curb. Well, I'm going to dump any garbage by the house, and I'm running out to the curb with my garbage can. I don't care what I smell like. I got no tracking device. There was no trash can harmed in those fires, the ones that were at the road. And also, none of the plastic, mostly all the cars today are plastic. The paint burned off because paint has those chemicals that are flammable. So yeah. But now Otay didn't have a cell phone. So if he didn't have a cell phone and he had an older vehicle, I mean, I don't get it. How can you melt aluminum wheels and not melt plastic? I mean, it just don't make sense. Most of the cars now, they're made of plastic. They're not made of the good steel. That guy, because I feel, because he didn't have a cell phone and he did have a metal car, but he booked. He got away from the vehicle. And he's alive and well. I mean, it was really disturbing for him to see all his neighbors burned up in cars. But so we got that one common denominator. How can, okay, they tried to say that the gases from the homes kind of floated up into the air, and, so it mysteriously just floated over the highway. Here we go, we're just going to float over the highway. Oops, this guy's piston's off. Not buying it. Not buying it. What's the one thing with cell phones? There's a name attached to a number. What do the cell phones have? GPS tracking. Did you notice when they had Mr. Man from India, the CEO of Google, they asked the one question. If I move here Ventura County, you know, Malibu. She's amazing and your age. Check her out. Okay, I'll absolutely do that. But they actually asked, Congress asked Google, if I take my phone and I walk over there, will you still be able to GPS me? What do you think Congress asked that? There was a lockdown. There was military lockdown. Okay, for one, everything that burnt, you know, there's toxic, which is another reason why they're going to take the houses. There is now a land grab. Duh. There's gold in them there hills. And these people were so old, unless they actually staked the claim on any mineral rights, and they put it in a, what was that called? Oh, I forget the name of it. But if they didn't have a claim and they didn't leave it to their children or anything like that, that land's being stolen. There is, I heard, so much gold. And oddly enough, remember Oroville? Remember the dam busting? Remember the media blackout for a week? I said, hon, this doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. We're not seeing anything. Something's up. Well, then a video, whether it was earlier, years before, whatever, but a guy came out with a 5-pound chunk of gold. Then when the media went back on, all you seen were the pickup trucks, the dump truck thingies, right? And that's all you seen. You seen them come in, come out, come in, come out, come in, come out. I just imagine how much gold was in that dam. And it's the same thing. Those people were deliberately burned out. But why? Now, Paradise is known to be pretty much a conservative town. You think they're really trying to get rid of us? I'm thinking maybe it was the UN. Literally trying to bring in the New World Order. And the one thing that most of these elders had was probably pensions. Okay, California is a little broke because, let me see, they're trying to feed the world. Come on over. Yeah, the working backs of the American people will pay your tab. If you're illegal, go home. We don't want you. We're tired of supporting you. $300 billion plus a year to support some illegal immigrant that has the IQ of a dang cricket. Yeah, okay? So we have to support them because they're stupid. Okay, tired of supporting them. Here Trump is proposing a wall. He wants $5 billion. What's $5 billion compared to over $300 billion we got to put out to support these sorry saps? Just once, I'd like to see these people that actually went through school, got a college education, go back to their own country, teach their own people. It would be well worth it then. You get an education on our dime. I can't afford to go through college. You know what my college is? Until they hammered a lot of the sites I look at. YouTube. I was studying fault lines and this and that and all kinds of stuff. They tried to suppress it. Oroville. Yeah. Okay, so it goes all the way back to Oroville. And no, it's not the gold. It's what housed inside the dam. What was housed inside the dam? You research that, you'll be like, what, really? They tried to suppress it, the cost of illegals in 1 year. Well, they said 300 billion plus. Trump is asking for 5 billion out of the budget. 5 billion to continue building the wall. People get it right. You naysayers out there, you're saying, hey, Trump, where's the wall? Duh. It's already being built. So the next thing to say is, Trump, finish that wall. I've seen footage. I've seen all that. 5 billion is just a drop in the bucket. But this still over there in Paradise and all that, besides it being a retired home, then I thought financially, well, I wonder if most of them were on pensions. Maybe California is trying to tighten up the purse strings so they got land, to do their little smart city or whatever. I don't know the motives yet. I'm still tracing down. Hi, Injun. Yes, I painted my nails. Don't actually know what color. I think they're green and blue, and I didn't have the heart just to take the last nail away. I broke all the others. Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on in the government, and we pretty much realize that they want to do a financial reset. There's some old people they probably want to get rid of. I mean, pretty much we've they put us on the stock market and they borrow against our name, saying, "Oh, okay, the average person is going to make so much every year for their working life." So our usefulness is pretty much worn out. So, it's but I was reading something on I don't know if it's the night vision goggles or something like that, but the one guy actually went behind a sheet of glass and he was hidden by glass. So I was almost thinking when I move again, yeah, smart everything. Everything's so smart. I feel stupid. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Oh, War Drummers Live. Um, Adeline, go ahead, go watch them. You can come back and watch the rest of the show. It's not going to be much longer. I just want to try to, kind of jiggle the think tank and, get a bunch of people working on the same subject. And I'm really interested about paradise. The name, even the name. And it's kind of like Paradise Lost. Was there a book or a song or, so some things just, I don't believe in coinkydinks. I don't believe in a coinkydink. It's just, I don't. Everything that has an action, there's a reaction. Okay. So if you get so many actions going towards the same action, striving for the same reaction, then you get stuff. But all those names and all those people, there were a few, and then there were those names, and then I came across other names, but that was in the car fire. Let's see. Car fire. Do you think that car got incinerated too and started the last fires? Do you think that's possible? Charging your new phone. I hope you have better luck with your battery, Engine. Be careful. If you get a live stream key, that's what I think happened to the other laptop. As soon as I got same thing that happened to Aaron with two of his phones and his iPad. I know something happened with Pat's stream key. But my other one, 32 days old, couldn't charge it. It just I couldn't get online unless it was plugged in. I'll make a video, no live crap. Well, this is on the Lappy. They totally screwed up my main computer. It's bad enough I can't get any sound out of it. I gotta wear my one ring-a-dingy, two ring-a-dingies, three. Yeah, remember that old one? Okay. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Everything has navigational codes or what do you call them? I don't know, 800 dot 540. You know what I mean? The map code thing. I'm not thinking. I'm still tired. I'm still very tired. Look at that. That little junky thing messed up my hair. You know, I got butterfly earrings. And then check this out. Is this not so hippie? It's a mushroom. It's a mushroom in a piece of, I guess, glass or something like that. This is like my favorite little necklace. They're all favorites. I got jewelry. I got clothes. I never dress up. I never go out. So at least I get to wear my cool stuff. And it makes it a special time for me. Adeline, I prep. I think in the one video I actually showed some of the cabinets and some of the food and whatnot. 94 Rangers, and that's pretty. I'm not understanding that. Yeah, there you go. Or email us. But yeah, here's some of the stuff I prepped on. A lot of noodles. I got sauce, instant potatoes, water, vegetables, canned tuna, canned chicken, spam. Now comes in bacon flavor. Yes, bacon flavor. Pancakes, pancake mix, roast beef hash, toilet paper. Mama gotta have her toilet paper. I do not want to wipe my derriere with a sock. It's just gonna take more water to clean it. So, in what I tell they're saying pretty much, even something came out under Homeland Security about doing, to prep for 6 months. Well, what no one else is thinking about, it's great. For one, you have to protect what you put up. Lots of candles. Candles, even the little votives. If it gets really, really, really cold, you can light about 6 of those votives. Cut your wicks to 1/8 inch for the optimum burning. It's not going to be really bright, but your wax is going to last a lot longer. You don't want a big flame. So, and that's heat. So, and what else is, in the back of my car is the storage for, soil. And, I'm going to try to get like a seed bank. I think somebody said Amazon. I'm going to have good soil, bags and bags and bags of soil, because they've been chemtrailing. The dirt is no good. It's no good. I mean, you can hoe it, you can mow it, you can chop it, you can stop it, and you can put additives. But anything I've ever started from seed, I use the Scott's soil, and I really like the Scott's soil because it's like things come up so fast in there. So, and get like a seed bank. You can get like, I don't know, 2,000 seeds or something for $55, or go through Heirloom. Now, the 6 months is basically enough to get you through the winter. Okay, if you need it through the winter. Now, within some point, maybe April, you can start sowing your seeds. And if crap hit the fan, I wouldn't really look at, in an area to grow outside. You might want to try to grow inside, or I don't know. I'm prepared. What I asked for Christmas was grow lights, 5-gallon buckets, more soil, and heirloom seeds. So anything that's not GMO. So you have to have, yeah, all that food. I mean, if Wise has some food, yeah, Adeline, the Army now has the 2002 survival guide out. So if you have like an Army, a surplus store, chances are you can pick up the Army manual on survival. And I've already got it down about making a fire, and I'm actually going to tape it because John X Army, bless his soul, he was doing like a scenario of crap just hit the fan, so he had to make a fire, and buy the book Lost Ways, best book for you. Okay, yeah, Adeline. For one, I don't know. I put my dog on a diet and I gained weight. The dang thing, I had to sneak to eat and I was staying up like all night. So somehow or another, either I got to call it quits for the diet with the dog and start sharing with her to save me from myself. I gained like 5 or 10 pounds since I put the dog on a diet. But survival, common sense. You know, geez, if you hear guns coming from the right, go left. You know what I mean? And personally, I think that here, there, and other places, like I don't even know if we're gonna stay where we are, if we're gonna leave. But Hurricane Florence hit here, and I was like, no problem. But baby, I got it. We're prepped. We got it. I'm good. Then they started evacuating because of the floods. Okay. Not so good. I would have had to rent a U-Haul to take. Most, a good portion would be just the stuff I stored for survival. Okay, I was not prepared to leave the house. I'm only prepared to bug in. So my next thing is making a bug out bag, which Native, you could probably do a little video and show what's in your bug out bag. You know, and just like get everybody and like, hey guys, how you doing? And kind of like me, I bought tampons. Okay, I went through the change 6 years ago. I don't need that stuff, but I figured somebody gets shot and I need to stop the bleeding so they don't bleed out. I'm plugging them. They don't call those little things parachutes for nothing. Let me tell you something. Going in is going to be a lot easier than coming out, peoples. I even bought pads, and if all else, I can use them to barter. Yeah, Native, I know. It's yeah, like I know how to make the fire. We don't have a rocket stove. We do have a barrel, a burn barrel, and we were thinking about getting some wood. But you know, that's only to bug in. And you know, now he was a sergeant in the army, so he's gonna know pretty much what to put in the bug out bags. And I told him, honey, we need to get a really nice light hiking. And I figure me myself, I could probably tote about 40 pounds, not more than that. So I have to be very selective. Think about that. It's great. Trust me. There was a time I thought I would try to get out of the house. I tried to take my copper change, my silver change, bullets, okay? I couldn't lift it off the ground. Couldn't lift it off the ground. So, I mean, you really have to think about what you're going to put in that bug out bag and how much realistically can you go ahead and just carry it. I mean, they're saying the average person should be able to go, what, 20, I'm trying to adjust this. Maybe something like they're going to need to be able to walk 20 miles a day. So, yeah. So, you know, you really, you know, that's something that a lot of people aren't saying. Test out the weight. Make that bug out bag. Okay, go ahead for a walk. Okay, most of us don't walk a whole lot. Most of us, you know, I'm like 53. I'm like, you know, and but you got to start walking. You got to start conditioning. You got to start exercising. But beyond the 6 months of food, have some mason jars, candles. Every month I buy candles. I always, it's on my list. I bought just even little tea lights. I bought 100 of them because about 6 of them, between 6 of them and all the pets in one room, I figure each animal's worth 102 BTUs of heat, right? So I'm going to get some heat from the animals. Hi, Caden. You know what I mean? So think of some things that you can use. Romaine noodles. Okay, they're horrible for you. But you know what? Shit hits the fan. You gotta make your belly full. Hopefully you have your vitamins, your supplements. If you're hooked on a drug, get off the drugs. Okay. Would much rather go through some kind of withdrawal before crap hits the fan than actually would rather do it in the comfort of your own home. You're going to feel like crap for a long time. I know. I kicked like 12 medications. I'd broken my neck. I'd been in car accidents. I've been in a whole lot of it. I've been on medications for years, and I kicked them. Sure, I felt like heck. But anyway, you know what I mean? Use some common sense. 6 months of food, great. It'll get you through a winter. If you don't use it all and it becomes spring, then you're eating fresh vegetables. Mason jars, okay? You need to can. You need to learn to can your vegetables that you grow. You know, whether you're making tomato sauce out of your tomatoes or anything. You know, I think you may not have power. They're saying, like, get ready for the grid down scenario. So, you know, what do I have for not having power for light? Believe it or not, I got them little yard things from the dollar store. They're solar powered. Charge them up during the day, bring them in at night so I can see my way around. So, that's just something that, you know, I'd stocked here, and, you know, and I'd always thought about it. And I mean, since I was like 6, 7 years old, I was dreaming of war. And if the war happened this way, if it was a nuclear bomb, I've seen the nuclear bombs. I've seen the people melt. I've seen the things I've seen in my dreams, whether they're dreams or visions or whatever. I've been preparing my whole life for a fight. And let me tell you something. It ain't going to be the New World Order that's going to take me, because I will survive. I've been training my whole life. Call it crazy. I've been called everything else. I'm deplorable. I'm a Nazi. I'm a white supremacist. You know what? I don't care if I was flipping purple, okay? I would still be proud to be me. The accomplishments I did in my life, I grew up poor. I didn't have a silver spoon. We had electric and we had heat in the same week and food. We were lucky. We were living large. There was no silver spoon. There was no white whatever. Everything I did in my life, I was dirt poor, but I accomplished it. I didn't put myself in debt for college. I saved up money, and then I paid for my course. Okay, I don't need it all now. See, people want to do credit, credit, credit. They own your soul. Hello, Bruce Wayne. Greetings. Glad to see you here. But y'all can watch it from the beginning. This was all about paradise, and pretty much what I looked up, and I found that the ages were up there. I almost thought that these people died in hospitals, or maybe old age homes or retirement homes, but a lot of them died in their house. But they were up there in age, so. But in any event, but as far as the prepping, it's not just about 6 months of food. Seeds, soil, grow lights. Okay, I know my man could probably, I don't know, blow into a container and make electricity. He's a master electrician. So, and then from there, I mean, if you can get like a couple chickens, a little hut for chickens, I don't know. I don't even think I let mine outside. I'd probably make a room of little varmints, but I don't want to really eat the chickens because, you know, I'm going to name them. But I'll say, oh, please excuse me. I'm so sorry. May I have that egg, please? who really need it. You know what I mean? Get an old rooster in there and let him do what he needs to do. Adeline, I went through the whole free thing. These young kids today, they think free is the way. Let me tell you something. Once you get it for free, they take away your rights. Go ahead. Try to ask for help from the government. For one, HUD housing, they're not even taking applications and they're 2 years behind. Gee, why is that? You can't help an American, but I'm pretty sure Jesus is probably on that list way before me, and I'm an American. So, yeah, I really don't appreciate that, my government. It ain't right to screw over your own people to take somebody that's got the freaking common sense of a cricket or less. So, and then I did get help. It was emergency. It was emergency help. And you know what? They took away my gun rights. While this nice guy that was buying drugs from next door, which by the way, I did kind of tell HUD housing about. I wasn't in HUD. I was in a place for disability. Because when that nice illegal hit my camper and almost flipped it, well, I got pretty banged up in the bed. And I don't have to leave my bed to get hurt anymore. Talk about service. But, yeah. So let's see. The nice man that was making a drug deal, which knew the area because where my apartment was, it was in the back and there was a private sidewalk. Yeah, okay, I had a narcolepsy attack, or I don't know, my medication was too strong or something. But I was going in for a mouth surgery, and I had been crying and crying, and I didn't smoke in my apartment. I went outside, smoked, fell asleep, woke up. This nice man had drugged me into my house, was going through my house, my shirt was up, and he had porn on of a black man having sex with a white woman. So, yeah, and guess what? I wasn't allowed to own or possess a firearm for my free living. And it actually wasn't free. My rent was a portion of my income. It was like $279 for a little 2-bedroom it was a nice apartment. I loved the pantry. I never slept in the bedroom, and I just pretty much stayed in one room anyway. But Gus, I'm going over there. I'm gonna start doing a think tank on Sundays, because in that way it won't interrupt with anybody else going. But I did do a little research. I'm gonna do more because I'm really 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 on about at least now the Paradise Fires, and if y'all can just research anything. Um, if y'all can research anything and bring it back on what you learned. But I'm pretty sure that there was something very cynical, and I think it was done by the UN. The technology is out there. The way it works, it's all out there. And God bless the survivors, and God bless, and may God have mercy on the souls of the people that were incinerated. um, I hope God brings them into his loving paradise in heaven. And I hope they didn't feel anything. I don't think they felt anything. Okay, the panic of trying to get out and all that. Um, but anyway, I want to keep digging. And there's nobody else online. Nobody that's running a think tank. So we got to get people. Then it is less. Yeah, I mean, we don't have to beat paradise to. Oh goodness, we don't have to beat that subject. You know what I mean? I don't want to say it because it's just wrong. So, as far as that, but then we can come up with another subject and toss ideas, toss them out to each other. Let's just say in advance. You know what I mean? It's no biggie. I can put in advance exactly, what is the think tank going to be. But I think like Sunday nights, Aaron, he does stream, but around 9ish, he's ready for nap. Pat doesn't stream. I don't want to cut into Pat's time. I love Pat's show. I want to get there. But I just wanted to come on. I wanted to get everybody in here and say, "Ira!" Okay, and I am sometime during the week. I watched a video, okay, on how to start a fire. I've never started a fire, and I have to impress Kev because he was a sergeant in the army, and if I don't know how to make a fire out of some sticks, he's just. I'm telling you, I would be shamed. I would be so shamed. So I saw a video, and unlike John X Army, I think what I'm gonna do without the little manganese or magnesium strip that he had, I'm just gonna do it with leaves and wood the old-fashioned way. And it might take a few minutes, but I'm actually going to do it first. Maybe I'll record it and then upload it. I don't know, but to take all that time, I mean, he was really out there trying, and he was in the army. But definitely, JWTV had a great show tonight, and oh my, who was it? Oh, dang it! Oh, oh God! Oh, Dustin Nemos. He had this woman on, and she knew so much about these weapons and how they work and the technology. This stuff went back to the 40s. The 40s. You don't think that they've superseded and manipulated and freaking perfected this stuff? And I know in 20 more years, it's going to be even, off the charts from there. So, I mean, and there's something, and I have to find that article because there was something, I don't know if it was night goggles or red or something, that was something that people looked through that when they looked at the person, they couldn't see them. And it was by glass. So I'm thinking maybe the next place I get, in one room, I'm going to throw some tin foil all the way up. Yeah, I'm beyond the tinfoil hat, man. I'm going to tinfoil the ceiling. And then I'm going to get some of those little mirror hangers. They're like these little daisy things with the screw in it. And I'm going to put pallets of glass up on the ceiling. And I'm going to find out what else can disturb anything. And I'm like almost so ready to go to the old Ma Bell and have a household thing. I mean, besides getting bored and or just wanting to talk to somebody, I leave the house once a week. Once a week, that's it. So, and I don't really need a cell phone. I could probably get a phone for $12 a month. From just one of the phone companies. It's let me see, make a new account and change your name and your yeah, okay. I always say, guys, talk it out. I ain't banning anybody, but talk it out. And for whatever reason that somebody's not real cool with you, or you're not cool with, just talk it out somehow, some way. Leave messages or email each other. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure we can all get along. We're all like-minded. So we might have different tastes or whatever, but it doesn't mean that any of us are bad people. It just means that we think differently. That's all. So a lot of things go where things are misunderstood, things are mistaken, lots of typos. Okay, a lot of us were just going. Well, Adeline, what I can say is if Dallas comes in, you block him and he blocks you. So, I don't, I mean, I'm so neutral. I try so hard to get along with everybody. And, well, I don't really try, I just do. I know, Adeline. Yeah, I'll tell him the same thing I'm telling you. Just if you block each other, if you come in and you block each other, then the two of you can still see everybody else. I don't think one person should come and one person shouldn't. I mean, it kind of puts me in the middle. I don't want to be in the middle. I want everybody to get along. They got some information. Other people are going to have information. I want people to bring stuff to the table. This is like a think tank. Okay. I don't know. What do you guys want for Sunday? Hi, George V. The topic conversation was about the fires in Paradise. And Dustin, wait a minute, Dustin Nemos had an awesome speaker today. He did an awesome show, awesome show. This woman knew everything about the weapons that they've been making since the 40s, how the do weapons are working, and this and that and the other thing. And we were talking about the one thing in common that probably every one of those people on the highway had on them was a cell phone. What does a cell phone have? It has your number with your name and it has your GPS coordinates. Why did some cars combust on that highway and some didn't? Otay was one of the few survivors in his neighborhood. He had an older vehicle and he had no cell phone. It's got to tell you something. He did get out of the vehicle, but he had no cell phone. We had the presidential alert system that was supposedly going to be taken over by FEMA, which is Homeland Security. They go hand in hand. Don't you think our names are attached to our numbers, attached to our GPS location? Were these people on a list? Were they, well, I think they all collected pensions or Social Security or something. California's so deep in the hole, they can't afford to breathe. Okay? So, oddly enough, most of these people in Paradise were elder. They were in their 60s, their 70s. They were newly retired. There's a land grab going on. So I kind of, I did some research. I was going to like go ahead and get the names and everything and try to find them on Facebook. Some of these people were 90 years old. I'm surprised they remembered to wipe their butt when they got done. Okay. No disrespect. Just saying. I mean, if my mom was still alive today, she'd probably be in her 70s or something like that. No way she'd be on the internet. No way, no how. At the country concert. What country concert? George. They might have been old, but not obsolete. What if they... Well, I know. And that's the thing, George. This is like a think tank. Do some research. Bring it in. Let's all talk about it. The more we talk about it, the more we can get places. But what did they do for a living? Did they work for NASA? Did they work for, I don't know, some weaponry? The one lady, she was a nurse. What did she know? It was like before Florence here in North Carolina, as prepared as I am. 2 days, just 2 days before that storm hit, I was packing stuff up to take off. We actually we're gonna go to an underground bunker. Kev knows people. Okay. 2 days before the storm, something hit my spinal cord. I rarely get sick. I mean, it's okay, some other things, but not like sick. Okay. So I lay down on the sofa. I couldn't move my neck. I couldn't get off the sofa. Whatever virus went through here, and it wasn't just me, it was a lot of people. They couldn't move. They couldn't get up. They couldn't move their neck. It was something that hit our spinal cords. So I'm pretty darn sure that, you know, we got some nice little virus dropped on us. And again, as bad as some of these places flooded, like especially there towards the coast, Wilmington and all that, they couldn't get out. The water rose so fast. I mean, and still you hear nothing about the ash coal plants. You hear nothing about the toxins. You hear nothing about all the pigs and the cows and the chickens that died in that water. You don't hear anything about it. But I can tell you, there was no way I could get packed up and out of here. I couldn't even drive my car, and I'm a strong woman. I couldn't drive the car. And we, between the pets and Kevin and I, we would have had to have taken 2 vehicles. So, you know, I'm wondering, was anybody like sick before the fires? No, Adeline, I don't know. George, survivors of the country. Okay, yeah. Those fire, yeah, the survivors. But weren't those same survivors in that shooting in that bar out there in California, George? Yeah, Adeline, here, I'm telling you what. And they become sneaky. They're now chemtrailing us at night. I wake up to a fog. I live in the stinking country. Okay, there's a tobacco field over there. There's some kind of beans or something over that way. This is farmland. There is no way that we should have smog or fog or anything. I take pictures of the sky all the time. We have pink rain clouds, pinkish, purplish. I can say, okay, I know it's going to rain. And we don't get much light. Matter of fact, my garden this year, my garden failed. My tomatoes rotted from the bottom up. All of them. I picked them when they were green. I picked them when they were yellow. I brought them in. Even those ones rotted from the bottom up. Now, this is farmland. You know, you just don't expect that. You're not going to be able to grow food. Anything else that grew, I said, I ain't eating that. So it just went back to the land. And that's why I say, you know, the 5-gallon buckets, your own soil, yada, yada, yada. Adeline, I got pictures from so long ago, but we get so much rain here in North Carolina. I'm right outside of Raleigh. The rain is incredible, and it rains and it rains, and I see areas in the yard that are flooding that never flood. We've been here 3 years. We were at the other place for about 6 months, and then we moved here, and then we're getting ready. Yeah, no, and they're not straight. Literally, I don't know how it turned out. I have to put a different memory chip in my camera. I got a really nice camera. Where's my camera? Oh. I so love taking pictures that honey got me a Nikon. So this thing right here, I got the memory chips are like at a discounted rate. You're getting like 32 megabytes for $9.99 now. So this one chip I got for this, it's a little bit wider, and my old computer won't read it, but the laptop will. And I could probably upload. I had pictures of all the helicopters running back and forth, and it was all day, every day. In that whole hurricane, the Florence, that hit here in North Carolina, I had all these plastic planters, you know, to grow seeds and start my seeds out of. Not one blew over. It was on an aluminum rack. I didn't lose not one little potter, and my whole thing, it just it stood up straight. So, but yeah, I got like so many pictures of the chemtrails. Just last week I was over at the church. I got the morning sun in my eyes, and then the sun went up a little bit more, and then I could see them starting the chemtrails. But I wake up, it's dark. I was the bar. I know I shouldn't smoke. I'm sorry. I mean, it's so Orwellian. This is the stuff that me as a kid, I was born in the 60s, that we would see in sci-fi, and like we saw more go through, like Buck Rogers. What's happening now? You know, the one thing I gotta say is I don't trust the government. I like old Trump, okay? And I honestly, I don't feel anything bad about the man, although he was an actor. Um, but I truly hope he was sent by the hand of God to help us and guide us. And I'm not going to put my full trust in anyone. Um, Honestly, if anything here in America happens like over France, and like I don't know, we put on yellow vests and go at it. Honestly, we make citizen arrests on the politicians. You know, exactly, George. Exactly. I agree. I honestly agree. It's incredible. And you got to kind of think, what does Hollywood know that we don't? What do they know? They're absolutely, there's some of the movies they're putting out. It's almost like a glimpse of the future. And it's kind of like, wow, I saw this in a movie 5, 10 years ago, and it's actually happening. So yeah, you want to kind of, you want your crystal ball, go back and watch some old movies. Honestly, growing up, I thought the Twilight Zone was pretty bizarre. So but it just and I didn't watch a whole lot of TV. There were some series I liked, and I used to tape them on VCR tapes all the way back when there was VCR tapes. Now we can record them off the TV. Um, so go ahead, Yadeline. Tinkle, tinkle, little star. We're not going to wonder where you are. But George, I'm so glad. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope you come back. And you know, if we just come up with a subject, I'll just name it Sunday's Think Tank, and you come up with a subject, and we can all talk about it. Gus, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And you know what? I've actually seen videos where these dumbasses go ahead and like walk into little poles or trees. You know, they're walking through their town. They're like this all the time. Okay, I look down for a reason. But it was never to do texting or anything like that. Heck, even if I'm in my car, when I'm driving, I won't answer the phone. I won't text. I pull over. Um, but you're absolutely right. They have an eternal babysitter that keeps their mind off of what's really going on. And you know, we always knew that rock and roll music and stuff like that, it was all Satan stuff. And you know, during the 80s, they used to call it the suicide pack years. You know, we had Stairway to Heaven, and we had all the sad music and everything. And then the 90s, we had grunge music, which was just rebellion. And but so were the Beatles and all those guys. They were all rebellions. I love music. I was a DJ. I had well over 2,000 CDs that I would go and DJ with. And as much as I love music, I very rarely listen to it. I just don't. I'm like forever looking for information. My brain's like, feed me. George, it's so odd. Last week, I touched on this stuff about paradise, and they cut my feed. And then all of a sudden, my lights are flickering. That's me. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Um, then my computer, which doesn't even have permission, updated something on one of my browsers, and I can't even get on my browser now. So I had to actually add the browser. I'll have to probably go in, take out the program, and reinstall it. But I mean, it's an older computer. So I put it on my laptop thinking, oh man, I got to get online and do this live show. I told people Wednesday, and here it is. I think we're going to do it Sunday night because I have a lot of really good friends that do live shows during the week. Come weekends, it's pretty boring news-wise and all that. Okay, Adeline, good night, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate it. So, yeah, George V, awesome that you signed up, that you came, even that you came in. I don't know if you're subscribed or not subscribed. Um, bring your ideas with you, because we'll definitely bounce them around. Like Gus, one of the very great minds. Okay, nobody knows who Gus really is. I got a good idea because he's my pen pal. Guess I haven't written back yet. I'm sorry. I laid hands and I got sick. You gotta know what that means. Yeah, no. It doesn't matter where I go. It's an electrical thing within me. It has to do with being of RH negative. And if I get excited, my lights, see there, I'm excited because I'm online and I want to look good and I want to be sure that I'm speaking okay. And Hun checked all the bulbs. He's a master electrician. He's not going to let us have bad electricity. When I'm not here, the lights don't flicker. I knocked all the power out in the house if I get like excitable or scared or anything like that. So now all the power goes out. But usually in the room I'm in, those lights will blink. And I've had other people that have one person lived in a little cottage, and every time I went in, his lights flickered, and I never knew. And then finally, the guy said something. Every time you walk into my house, well, that's me. I'm shaking the table. He says, every time you walk into my house, my lights flicker. What's up with that? I never noticed. And then I started noticing. And then, like, the neighbors down the road, I didn't know them, and I found their dog, and I knocked their power out. All their power, it went off maybe 10 seconds and came back on. Her husband was an electrician. They didn't have an electrical problem. We don't have an electrical problem. So when I get excited, when I'm extremely excited, I knock the whole power out. I knock my phone out all the time. So electrical things in me, if I could just like train the energy and, use it to where I might need it, that would be really cool. But I don't know too many people that have my problem. So, it's just basically staying low keyed. Don't get excited, because whenever, I get a little excitable, that's when the lights will flicker. And from using the other computer, it was weird because my mouth didn't match my words. So on this one, you're actually seeing a lifetime of me talking and chanting. Oh goodness. Well, I do hands-on healing too. So, it's some people got some gifts, and I just they had me pretty strung out for many, many years. They just suppressed my anxiety. Here, take pills for this. Here, take pills for that. Then they suppressed the pain. Here, more pills, more pills, more pills. And sure, I would love to be George V. Yeah, anything. But I also do on hands healing, but I get very sick too. Bill Donahue, Hidden Meanings. Very cool. Where's my... I put it up on my main computer. Okay, I got it up. I'm still trying to smoke a cigarette. I got myself just a little cup of wine. I didn't want to have any more tea. I did the detox tea. I had coffee, and I don't know. I didn't know what I wanted to drink. I don't often drink wine or smoke weed or do anything like that. And I surely don't go hang out at the local bars or the watering holes. So, however, I did get dressed up. Here we go. I got my little white hippie little crochet shirt. See that? And my really cool little mushroom in a glass thing, macrame beaded. And then, let's see. Oops. I got my little white hippie skirt. And then I had to chase that man in tights for these tights. And then my little white boots. Hey, I don't go nowhere. I've got all these really cool clothes that I would love to wear. And going live, I get to wear them. Yeah, I see him. He's got glasses. He's got a book open. He's got 203 videos. Yes, yes, yes. With the real jacket, huh? There's just Bill Donahue. There's 909 videos, but the Hidden Meanings one has 203. I brought it up on the main computer so I can watch it. I would definitely love, yeah, well, I got that RH negative blood, so I don't know the things I'm capable of, and, you know, if you do Bill Donahue Ohm. Bill Donahue OH. 138 ohm is electrical. 138 meditation ohm is really ohm resistance. Is that it, George? 138 meditation OM is really OHM resistance. Awesome. I'm going to watch it as soon as I close off. Thank you so much. So much. And you come back anytime I go live, and you sound like you got a great mind. There are some other people that I know, and like I said, weekends are usually really low for news and stuff like that. So I think what I'm going to do, so I don't take away from people I really like to see go live, you know, during the week, I'm going to just go ahead and do it like a Sunday night. You're so sweet. So bring your ideas when you come in, and what we need to do is just toss some ideas around and make our own little think tank and try to figure out what the heck is going on here. So, and the only thing I got to say, if I see fire coming, I'm dumping out the garbage. I'm tossing my cell phone into the field. I'm taking my garbage can all the way down to the freaking street, and I'm getting in that garbage can. And one thing I learned about California, not one garbage can at the roadside was harmed in those fires. So gotta tell you something. Not even the plastic burned on the cars, yet the aluminum wheels did. People didn't even have eyeballs. They had no flesh left on the bones. Those FEMA coffins, they hold four people that passed away. How many bones do you think they could fit in them FEMA coffins? Anybody good with satellite? Anybody know where those coffins might have been stored? Can we get like a satellite before the fires and after? I'm telling you, when they locked that down, the military locked it down, it was a crime scene. It was also a scene to get rid of the evidence. How many bones, how many pieces of bones do you think they could fit in a FEMA coffin? This tractor and trailers going in, I had a vision, and I'm telling you, they were loaded with FEMA coffins. And 50,000 people. Yeah, 50,000 people. Who was it? James Munder? Did he do it? He had somebody on, and they said 50,000 people are unaccounted for. They didn't actually say dead. They said unaccounted. They're closing down the camps. Where are the people going? Why are we not hearing? With all the cell phone technology, with everything, why is no one getting on saying we were attacked? It was crazy. I don't really think you'd see the beams come from the sky. Okay, I really don't. I think they would be clear. I don't think that they would have any color. It's very weird, Gus. I mean, when the military locks it down, no one in, no one out, that's a crime scene. And that's what made me that's what led me to believe it had to be New World Order UN crap. George, I'm pretty sure that those cell phones, they were GPS, and they have a little tracking system, and maybe there was a list. Maybe it was a hit list, a huge hit list. Not only for land, but for what people knew. Why not? I mean, why can't we go there? It's an idea. It's something to look into. Those phone numbers were all attached to people's name. What did they do for a living? Most of these people were retired. I read off the ages. I read off some of the names. But there's 50,000 more people that nobody's talking about. They're claiming 86 people died. One professional said as soon as he got into the town, there were 200 cars with bodies that were nothing but bones. Nothing but bones. And that was someone that was going in, I guess, first responder. So, and then there's 50,000 people. They closed up the camps. Where'd the people go? Why aren't people uploading videos? Why aren't they downloading videos, uploading videos? Where are they? Why are we only seeing certain clips over and over and over? I don't know. Sounds fishy to me. George, it was very well known that Paradise and the hills had gold. So, and here's the other thing. There's houses that were disintegrated. Okay, they're trying to say it was an act of nature. Then they're all suing, the power company and the gas company. But think about this. The banks are ready to go down. We're ready to reset. Okay, you've got the Rothschilds, all the big banker names. What's another thing most of those people had? Mortgages. If the house goes away, the mortgages are paid off with the insurance money. Most of those people, as old as they were, they probably owned the homes. Heck, I live in a crappy little mobile home. I've got renter's insurance. It's $15 a month. If you rent, please call up. Get renter's insurance. Get yourself insured. And make sure, oh, gee, if a quack of a tornado comes through my house and I lose all my belongings, am I covered? If the Neuse River, right down the road from me, it was 25 to 30 feet under that bridge. By the time Michael and even this rain came along, it's almost ready to take out the one bridge. That's within 5 miles up the road. Luckily, we didn't flood. We were really, really lucky. The thing is that, the winds, we weren't really safe with that, but the winds weren't all that bad. We had a hurricane that, totally swallowed up the East Coast. And yet I didn't have a little aluminum rack with some plastic planters, little teeny planters, little. None of them blew over during a hurricane. I had what do you call the little chair cushions for the back for outside. I had them up against my the outside. They never blew away. I don't think one aluminum can blew across my yard, but yet you could hear the wind. I mean, you could hear it rippling. I did a video. I did a video with it. So there's stuff going on we got to look at for the technology, what's out there, what it can do. We're going to have to dig. We're going to have to dig really deep. And really, the only thing I can say is, from everything I've seen out there, fire comes to my town, I'm chucking my cell phone that way, and I'm running that way to the curb with my trash can. We may have to take a few neighbors' trash cans because we got pets. So I get the pets out and hunt out, and if we got to go dumping cans all over there, because everybody else will run. They're not going to run. There's no sense in running. They incinerated people on the road in their vehicles. I ain't running. Cell phone's going that way. I'm going that way. With any luck at all, they won't blow up the house. Well, I hope we're not here, but if it happened there, it can happen anywhere. It should be everyone's concern. How was it done? What was used? What would combat it? It was like that one thing with the night vision or something, how to disappear. As simple as a piece of glass. And learn how to make a Faraday cage. And not that I really want to put a phone in there. I'm really, really getting shy. I don't even, I grew up without the internet. I'm getting a library card. I'm going to go spend some time. I get the vehicle on Saturdays and the weekends and Thursdays, because my car just kind of took a dump. So, hon, he's, we're just trying to wait for his VA benefits to kick in. And, he's getting his medication for the most part. Some of them they're not approving, and it's costing us some money. But, we're still surviving. So we're good, tough, hardy people. And that's okay. We got one car. My car, we're going to try to put some bar stock leak or something in it, and a bunch of oil, and try to get it wherever he's going to get another car. Because then I get his car, which is a RAV. And it's so hippie, cool looking. I love it. So he was going to will it to me anyway, so he gets to see me enjoy it while he's alive. I'm going to miss the stick shift. But that's okay. My little sports car, I'll set a little change jar or something for it, and I'll have my little sports car again. But it's no big deal. But yeah, I ain't even gonna try to run. I think running is and I hope anybody just think, look at the fires, look where the trash cans never got touched, but yet cars combusted. People just boom, not even an eyeball left. Nothing. There was nothing. Saw one guy have some clothing. How'd that work out? How can the whole car on the inside burn up? Not the plastic, all the seating and all that. But the one guy still had a shirt on. He had no eyeballs, no flesh whatsoever. That's something I got to look up. Just how long would it take to burn off one's flesh in a car fire? Sometimes you just got to add in some silly things, or it's all about asking the right question. And you got to ask the computers the right question. If you can't get your answer one way, then try asking them a different question. Oh gosh, we'll be fine. Trust me. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get back to the church that's been helping us. Kev, he hasn't absolutely promised about taking Thursday off and working maybe Saturday, because that's my day to get the car. But if he does that until we got another car, then I'm going to volunteer up at the church. So I'm going to give back. I'm not a taker. I'm a proud person, you know. Look, our electric's on, our bellies are full, we got a roof over our head. Might be a bit moldy in here, but you know what? We're good. No big deal. My animals are healthy. Um, Kevin and I, we're just old. So, no big secret there. None. But no, we're good, and I just what the church does weekly is just astronomical, Gus. I mean, they have to give like $75 a week in food. We get fresh fruit. We got let me see, they gave us 2 cases of the white egg beaters. I'll put some of them up in the freezer, you know, and that's great. If poop hits the fan, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have some eggs. So yeah, some of the stuff that they've given, and oh my God, what was it? 144 smoked sausages like this. Oh my God, I made up an orange tropical sauce in one pan, and then another I sauteed up some onions and peppers, and then another pan I went and grilled. Uh, well, I cooked the sausages, and then after that, then I put them in the gravy, the juice that I made. Then I put a lid on it and I let them cook for about an hour. And at the very end, I put the onions and the green peppers, which the green peppers came from the church. That they must have given me like a case of them, and I sat there cutting them up and freezing them and cutting them up and freezing. So I mean, it all gets used, and then like if I have like way too much, I usually make up a box for the family. So they live down the road, the son and the grandchildren and his wife. So, 14, 13-year-old, 11-year-old, the 11-year-old wants to eat, so he grows big and tall like his brother. I caught that action this summer. I said, "You never used to eat this much. What's up with you?" I said, "Are you eating so you can grow big and strong like your brother?" And he goes, "I mean, I never had kids. How do I know this stuff? I don't know." But I love the kids. And Mima always made sure there was, Chef Boyardee. I say, because I got Mima to death. Mima, can I have something to drink? Mima, can I have something to eat? Mima, Mima, Mima. So pretty much told him how to use a microwave. And I said, "Darling, if you're hungry, here's all this stuff. Here's these little cup of noodles. You add water to the spot, read the directions, put it in the mic." I even taught them not to put the fork in the toaster, okay? Caught that one right off. I don't know. It was a third eye or something. But, the grandkids, I don't want them to eat too much to where they get unhealthy. But if they're hungry, it's there. Meemaw, I hit them end camps. I know how much I got to go to the store with for the month. And the church, it's pretty much whatever they give you. So, which is all, I'm so grateful for everything. I think they gave me pomegranates. Um, they kind of look like plums, but they're not the color of plums. They're red. I don't know what they are, but and then oh yeah, and then with some of the fruit like raisins and stuff, I've been dehydrating them. I'm making like my own raisins and stuff like that. And I got that little gadget that you put in, it sucks all the air out. So not only do I have dehydrated bananas, apples, I got cinnamon apples, I got strawberries, I got blueberries. So it's pretty much at night whenever, oh, bananas, and whenever there's fruit around, pretty much I just slice it up. Since we put the big table out here, it's awesome because I can just sit here and slice stuff up and watch my videos, and then I just arrange them on the plate. Whoo, turn the thing on. By morning, I got dehydrated fruits. Yeah. So I'm going to print some stuff out. I don't really like to use the printing machine. I like to write the stuff in pencil. I figure if, you know, my stuff gets wet that I'll be able to read it. Not like pen and not like something that's printed out. All that stuff will just run. So let's call it a wrap, guys. Sunday night, between either 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, I'll blow the whistle. Bring a friend, bring anyone you want. Let's get some stuff going and let's talk about it. And let's be a think tank. Because you know what? Some of us didn't get into the real think tanks, but doesn't mean we're stupid. It just means we were probably too busy. I was busy. I know that. There's still Mensa or something. I don't know. Someone's been trying to pull me in for many, many, many years. And actually, Hun worked at a think tank. And I said, get me an application. He thought I was joking. I was like, I would love to go into a think tank. But yeah, bring your ideas. Yeah, George, what are you going to look up? You're going to bring your notes. Okay, Gus. I gotta write my Christmas cards out. I'm so sorry I haven't written you back yet. It's just there's been so much, and then I laid hands, and the last couple of days I've been like really feeling bad and tired. So I'm feeling a little bit better today, so I'm gonna lay more hands on them. So I figure if I do it just a little bit at a time, and it's great because he became warm. He hasn't been warm in months. He's always walking around going, I'm so cold. So he got warm, I got cold, which is cool. I mean, I can deal with it. No big deal. But bring in your best ideas. It don't have to be just one idea. Oh, I got it up, George. I got it right here. I'm gonna dig into this man, and I'm probably gonna watch him. I don't know until my head hits the table. I haven't fallen asleep at the table for a while. But everybody, God bless. Be sure you should always have, I know 6 months is a lot for a lot of people, but, hit them end caps. If the string beans are 2 for $1 or buy one, get one free, I just hit. Oh my God, it was so awesome. I got Green Giant, buy one, get one free. It was cheaper to buy Green Giant last week than it was the store brand. So I got lots of vegetables. I got my cupboards. They're still not totally stocked. And stock up for that 6 months. Get some soil. Have some good non-GMO seeds. And then, if you can afford maybe an ounce of silver a week, it's maybe $15. I know you can't eat silver. Okay, silver is gentlemen's, most of us can't afford gold. So we work from week to week and, paycheck to paycheck. But once you got all the other prepping done, there are going to be people out there that are going to have silver. Maybe it'll cost you 2 ounces of silver for a cow, probably a lot more. But you might be able to get that cow. But the immediate thing is knowing how to start a fire, having 6 months of food stored, being able to plant your own food. Because you know what? It's going to end up being like little communities, like your block, and this one's going to be good at that. This one can knit and make you something warm. So, you know what I mean? If you can get a little extra and you can afford it, it'd be nice to help your neighbor. I think that's what God wants it. And if God wants a reset, by golly, he made this world. It's up to him. I just hope I'm worthy to stay in it and teach the children and teach the people. So God bless everybody. Amen. Love Jesus, love God. I'm not testing anyone's faith. I'm saying you don't have to go to church to pray. If you do go to church, that's fine too. Just open your heart, accept Jesus Christ, and thank the great Lord above for everything that we've had throughout our life. And trust me, I think the people are definitely going to expose what's going on. And I hope we do. And I'm pretty sure that we'll probably end up, I don't know, citizens arrest, nothing violent. But you know what? If I found out that there was a 5G antenna up the road, oh yeah, we were. We were definitely approved for the 5G. Raleigh was one of the 20 cities to get 5G in 2018. My ears started ringing, and I've been putting tea tree oil, and that has lowered the pitch a lot. Um, I don't know. You know what? Things get a little scary, Mary. Any 5G tower I see around my house, I call it target practice. So, that's one thing I don't understand. Why did Trump okay 5G? Unless it has a defense plan in it. I mean, they're saying it's a weapon. Yeah, okay. I'm digging in. I'm digging in. Good night, everybody. Thanks for showing up. And for you guys that are actually, this is a really long video. For you guys that are going to come in later and watch it, leave a comment. Leave a comment. What would you like to talk about? It's a think tank. Let's figure it out. Let's make it work. Let's just do it. Okay? God bless. See you on Sunday night. Thank you so much. Oops, I got all these mouses around. Toot, toot. Good night.